All right, we are live. Let me just turn down our background music here. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so let me just, this is the first time I'm doing this, so if you just bear with me for 2 seconds, well, a little bit more. I just want to make sure that it's actually going all right. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so let me just, what is happening over there? Paolo's getting a haircut. All right, cool.
Haircuts.
Okay, so let me just introduce everyone. So my name is Careless. I'm the director of the Toronto Motorcycle Film Festival. And then in the top left corner, we've got Ricki Bedenbaugh, who's the director of the Endless Iceland movie. We got Jimmy Hill right over there, who we saw doing some massive air in Iceland and Mexico. And then underneath that, we've got Paolo and Paul from the Dirtbag movie, Frank, one member of the Handsome Asians Motorcycle Club.
The best
and
one.
Then
best number.
The best one, yeah, the handsomest one.
No one willing to take his shirt off.
Yeah, go for it. And then we've got Ryan Marcus, who's the director of the Endless Mexico movie, the award winner. And then at the bottom, we've got John Alvino, who's the creative director, also from the Endless series. So welcome all. Thank you so much for participating in our Yamaha movie night. I hope you guys got a chance to see each other's movies and enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did.
Bravo.
Thanks for having us.
How come your movies are so short? You can't tell me that you spent all that time in Iceland and all that time in Mexico and you got like 10 minutes of footage. Come on.
All that time, we were only there for 2 days.
Oh,
2
really?
days is not
That's all it
writing.
was?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It was like 9 days. Was it 9 total?
Well, we did a lot of driving in Iceland. So
Not a lot there, is there?
we went from Reykjavik all the way across the island, the lower part of the island. And then we drove all the way back, all within like, I think it was 5 days.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow.
So there was only, you're dealing with rain and cold weather, and he's riding in the streets of these small towns. So we had a lot of things going against us. We didn't stay in hotels. We stayed in an RV, like all of us packed in this little old, what was it called?
Shoulder home.
Yeah.
Shoulder
But
home?
that was a fun trip.
Speaking of RVs and trailer homes, Jimmy, just before we joined the chat here, you told us where you are right now. You want to tell the audience where you're at and maybe give us a little view?
You're on mute, Jimmy. Wait, you're on mute. Unmute your microphone.
Unmute yourself, Jimmy.
Down lower right corner.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm in an undisclosed location high in the Appalachian Mountains right now in my van. And yeah.
With the house in the background.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No,
The garage.
Jimmy, like with all the like freestyle you're doing and stuff, you should be like, living the high life and like these big, like massive suites and getting champagne and stuff. That's not happening, man.
no, my manager, he's been slacking lately, so
Yeah, you're not hanging with, what are those guys called? Nitro Circus?
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
They're pretty
oh,
extreme
right on.
for me. I kind of keep it. I just like to pop wheelies. Those guys like to do like triple backflips and shit. So.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy. So, Paul and Paula, what the heck are you guys doing over there? You're giving Paolo a haircut here?
Paolo a haircut because he looks
Exactly?
hideous with his COVID haircut that he's got going on. So I have the shit and he doesn't mind if I do it. So Paul is multi-talented
Yeah, apparently he can weld and cut hair.
and sing and write songs and write poetry and yeah,
Amazing.
and I'm for hire.
Good to know. Okay. So I just want to mention to our audience that's watching, if you guys have questions for the team over here, type them into YouTube and I'll read them back to these guys and then we'll get them to answer it. Sounds good? Ryan, I just want to maybe talk to you for a second about that Endless Mexico movie. I mean, first of all, that whole series, I think there's three, right? There's Iceland, Mexico, and Mars.
Yep.
And Mars it's also really beautiful, but it's like super, super short, like a micro short. But those two, Iceland and Mexico, are like phenomenal. And for me personally, that Mexico one is just incredible. Like, yes, it's a branded piece, obviously, but the storytelling in it and the cinematography in it is just, I mean, it's amazing. I've seen it, I don't know how many times I've seen it, more than a dozen for sure, a couple of dozen times. And I still enjoy like seeing it today. Tell me a little bit about how that came about and start with that. And then I'm curious also to find out what it was like to shoot in Mexico. You guys were pulling all these tricks up and down the street, you know, and I seen once one of the scenes, there was like, you know, the militia there with their firearms and stuff. So what was that like?
Should I start at the beginning of your question?
Wherever you want. Yeah, go for it.
I just don't. Yeah, okay. So the Endless series actually, and John Albino can speak on that part. So him and John and was it Mikey? I don't remember who it was, but had the initial idea to go to these destinations and to bring a rider. Basically, so I mean, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but like a skate park. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had talked about it for quite a while, and then it finally came together with this.
Yeah, and then Jimmy, with just the way that he approaches, like his style of riding, it was perfect for these destinations, you know. And Iceland was Iceland was the first one that we went on together. So, and I think prior to that, Ricki and I had never shot with Jimmy, right?
We did at the up in Oregon.
Oh, but that wasn't. Yeah. Okay, so that was. Well, I think that was like 6 months prior, but we didn't get to spend a lot of time together. But yeah, so Iceland was the first, and spent 9 beautiful days together, and then so there was 3 questions in there.
Yeah, just how it came about and like where the concept and the idea of the story that you had in the Mexico series.
So, and then with Mexico, we kind of we only had 4 days to shoot in Mexico, and there was permits pulled for two of the locations, and it was is it Basilica, like where the church is. We got a lot of the footage like in that surrounding area, and just and again, like the way that Jimmy looks at the world. I mean, he's like a skateboarder on a dirt bike, you know. So there you go. And yeah, a lot of those scenes, like we did have security guard with us, or policia, and there was a cut in the scene, and there's a plaza where Jimmy's doing a wheelie, like across camera, and
Yeah.
playing soccer in the background. I had to I asked one of the guards to move over because I wanted him to end the shot and frame up the gun like on his side. But everybody there was super cool. And who was it that was our tour guide? Richard.
Ricardo.
Yeah. So he's the one that helped us down there with the permits and driving us everywhere and dealing with Jimmy because he's super high maintenance. Yeah.
Diva.
Amazing. Yeah,
Diva.
sorry, Ricky, were you going to say something?
I just said he's a diva.
Who
Yeah,
is, Ryan or Jimmy?
No,
Jimmy.
Ian and Ryan both, I think. Yeah, Ryan's probably a bigger diva. He needs a whole lot of more pampering before we get the shots. But yeah, I need my fair amount of pampering too before I can go jump on a motorcycle or anything. I need like back massage, like turkey breakfast. I need all kinds of stuff before I can go.
Turkey breakfast. Jimmy, how does one get to have the skills that you do? Seriously, like obviously there's like talent there, but like where do you start? Like how does you started as a kid as a skateboarder, but then how do you move to be able to do, you know, like you're flying, man? Like how do you do that?
The bike does most of the work, doesn't it?
What's that?
The bike does most of the work, doesn't it?
It really does. That's the funny thing, though. It really does. I think the more seat time you get riding a motorcycle, the more comfortable you get, and the more your perceptions get opened up to like different things. You know, because I've been on a bike so much since I've been a little kid, and I feel like I have different abilities than a lot of people do, and a lot of motorcycle riders do in general. Just being able to react to things quickly and do stuff like that. But yeah, but I spent a lot of time riding and a lot of time trying to jump and to perfect my craft of jumping, and that turned into backflips and all that other stuff too. And it was just a slow progression over the last like 15 years probably of like learning how to do backflips and all that type of stuff. But,
And incredible. Like I was saying, I wish I could experience just like 30 seconds of that, you know, weightlessness, you know, flying sensation. I'd probably scare the crap out of me, I'm sure, but it looks incredible.
controlled chaos. It's equivalent to a roller coaster, I think, some of it.
You have a long list of like broken bones and stuff?
Yeah, like most motorcycle riders, got a pretty long list, which comes with the territory, but I think they're worth it.
You can experience the flying part. It's the landing part that, you know.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true. It's all about that landing. Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
The really good part of it is being able to go explore these places. Like in these last two videos, we got to go. It's a little different than being able to walk a place on foot when you're on a bike. You know, you get to ride and you get to cover a lot more area and whatnot. So that's been interesting too.
Sure. Ryan and Ricky, outside of the Art Film Festival, which, like I said, your movies like really have resonated with everyone that's watched them because they're just beautifully done. Like there's artwork there, right? It's not just a promo spot. Where else has these two gone, and so that's one question. And the second one is, what's next for you guys?
Sorry, where have we taken the projects?
Yeah.
Sorry, what other festivals? Anywhere.
Like, and what's been the reception outside of our festival?
I think overall pretty good. It's funny, like a lot of our peers. So I say in skateboarding or just like other industries, like people really appreciate it. And I think that was like the big idea, is just to get a different audience and be able to watch, you know, dirt bike and motorcycles.
It's awesome. Really great.
Do you think you've achieved that? Do you think you've actually reached a broader audience with your work? Or do you think that that's an ongoing struggle?
Both. I'd say both. Definitely both.
I mean, maybe I can rephrase that slightly. Do you have, you think, an established audience base that whatever you bring out, probably they're going to want to see anyway? You think that's a thing already?
Yeah, probably. I mean, because we're kind of in a different bucket of like group, you know, because the three of us, four of us, we all work for the same brand, and a lot of the work we put out is I mean, not that it is the same, but we constantly try to push ourselves just as artists, creative humans, you know. But yeah, that's an interesting question. I think people expect a certain level of quality, but so do we, you know, like we are trying to one up ourselves with every project.
Yeah, can I jump in on this one?
Yeah,
I'll,
go for it.
I'll say something on this. I feel like because I think when we go into all these projects, like for Shift as a brand in particular, and I'm obviously coming from the creative direction side of this, but you know, we always kind of have a goal that we're either trying to get people that don't ride bikes onto a bike, or if you already ride bikes, that hopefully after you watch, you know, one of these pieces that like you're just like you can't wait to get on your bike. And I feel like since day one that I've worked with these guys, that's always been the goal. And I feel like it has, just from the responses we've gotten. I mean, Ryan, you know, and Rick, you guys chime in too, but I feel like we've always been able to achieve that. Like, especially for people that already ride, you know, like people just saying, "Oh man, goosebumps!" Like I can't wait to go ride with my friends, or I can't wait to go hop on my bike, or I can't wait to take a trip with, you know, on a bike. And then again, for people that have never ridden, you know, to see that you don't have to go to like a track and, you know, be able to hit a triple in order to hop on a dirt bike, you know, that you can just hop on and it can be something completely different, like a travel thing, or, you know, hanging out with your friends, or just some totally different experience. You know, that was always the goal, is to expand motorcycling. Like I grew up riding bikes since I was a little kid, and it's brought so much to my life. So, you know, I would say creatively, that's the goal going into all these pieces.
Do you feel that, and you don't have to answer this honestly if you don't want to, but do you feel that because you work for a brand, do you find that your work is restricted creatively? Or do you find that your brand, because there's money involved, and that frees you up to do things maybe that you couldn't do before?
Good question.
That is a good question. Yeah.
I think that they trust our judgment on things. They kind of leave it up to us. They sometimes pitch an idea, and then we'll all meet and kind of throw in our 2 cents. And then, you know, once the idea comes to fruition and we start putting it together and start editing, then they're like, "Oh, this looks great." Like a lot of times they don't really complain about the filming or editing. Most of the time it has something to do with the music. Music is always an issue.
Really?
Always. Yeah.
That's
But
weird.
But we,
in our conversation, like you liked that song and I didn't, and we were talking about
Oh, yeah, that's
like finding music. So how do you find your music? Do you just buy licensed stuff? Is that what you do?
well, Jimmy made the music in the Iceland piece.
Oh, right on.
Nice.
Oh, really?
The first song, and then we usually just, you know, pay for, you know, we either get it from like one of those like Extreme Music or like Bands for Brands or something like that, like a music library where you pay like a flat rate for whatever.
Yeah.
But then like for bigger projects, we up the budget and get, you know, better music.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But music's always, as far as like editing and the filming goes, they're pretty much stoked on everything that we do.
Your work is excellent.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It really is.
fantastic.
Thank
your
you.
filmmaking is really superb.
You guys do. What most people don't know is these guys are amazing skateboarders and skateboard filmers too. So that's why there's a. If you watch the credits, you think they come from motorcycle background, but these dudes are full-blooded skateboarders, and they're really good at what they do. Very creative, and I think that was another thing when we did the Iceland and the Mexico project. Kind of what separated it was that we were working with skateboard filmers that had a great. I mean, you guys are great at what you do, and I love all you guys' past work too. So that was cool, like merging the two, and then out of that came something a little different than what you normally see in photo, I think.
Cool. Yeah, that could have an influence on it for sure if it brought that sort of vibe to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't ride dirt bikes.
I don't know.
I've never ridden one.
Do you have?
I have a motorcycle. I have a Triumph.
Ricki, you have a Triumph. Ryan, do you
Yeah.
ride? You don't ride,
Do you
Ryan?
ride?
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Get
we
him off
still
the
love you
feet.
anyway.
So you don't ride, but you are a skateboarder. So you have a background in like dynamic sports. So
Yeah.
Yes, I've been skating since I was 10, and like in the skateboard industry since I was about 15, and so Ricki and I have worked together for about 19 years.
Oh wow.
Like
that's
skateboarding in the past, and then now in motorcycles and mountain biking. And,
Yeah, Ryan brought me on board to Fox because he was overwhelmed with how much content they needed. So
good job.
it was him, myself, and this other guy, Cassidy, who decided to kind of, I guess, do other things. But yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, I'm going to jump over to Paolo and gang. But before I do, I just wanted to say it's never too late. Somebody just typed it up. Never too late to start riding a motorcycle, Ryan.
I've rode a bike before.
I think Jimmy's saying he's going to teach you. He's going to teach you to do some jumps.
And then
All right.
and that could be your next movie.
There you go.
Yeah, you learning how to ride?
You learning how to do backflips.
Off of little.
All right.
And
Thanks.
the gauntlet
Thanks,
thrown
guys.
down.
So, Paolo, Paul, and Frank. Handsome Asians plus a white guy. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay.
All right. The haircut looks to be coming along quite good over there. Listen, I wanted to say how much I enjoyed the movie. I think we all did. So we've seen, from you guys, we've seen Dirtbag II. We've screened it at the film festival in 2018 and also Boutonniere as well. Both great movies. And I know Dirtbag 2, obviously, there was a prequel to it. That was number 1. But in 2, which I guess is really all of the number 1 was about the Dirtbag Challenge, with Paul as the founder of, the organizer. Do you still organize it, Paul?
Still, the only constant member. I didn't design it to be mine. It just everybody else left, I guess, and people come and go. Yeah, I still do it.
Still happens every year.
Still happens every year.
It's been evolving.
Awesome. And then so the second movie was about you guys building a bike and entering it into the challenge. And it was great. I mean, some of the commentary that we got while we were watching the movie is that, well, yes, it's funny that you didn't know, that you were welding gussets and what a hole saw was, whatever. But I think that's real, that a lot of people don't know how to do that. So it sort of gave some inspiration that, hey, these guys can do it, like anybody can do it, right?
I would like to point out that those jokes were not scripted or rehearsed.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah,
You could tell. No, they were great, but that's what made it good. It was authentic because, like I said, so many of us could relate to that. Would you guys build another bike?
Would we build another bike?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're involved in a couple projects right now. I mean, as far as Frank and I, and the rest of the gang, and Paul's always building. So yeah,
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects in here that I can see without.
Hey, Paul, turn the camera around so we could see where you're at for a little bit. You just that before, so let's get a little jealous over here.
Let's turn the lights on.
Okay, so you've got a good collection over there.
we're gonna turn the lights on.
Now that's that end. This end's the lights on.
Yeah, you got a good collection happening over there. Wow.
There's more. Keeps
Wow.
going.
Those are not mine. This end is mine.
Okay, a good mix.
It's Billy.
Paolo, when you guys started making the movie, so at the time in the movie, you had, like you said, 3 Saturdays to go to build it. How much ahead of that did you guys start in terms of like coming up with the idea for the movie and figuring out the storyline, or was that all like just you guys were doing it as it was happening?
Oh, I mean, there wasn't, the storyline is it's very linear, you know. We decided to make a sequel to the first one, just like we said in the movie, because those guys, you know, Paul and crew said that that anybody could do it, so we wanted to take them up on that. And then as far as like the time that it took, I think it was about 7 days, because everybody has full-time jobs, so we got together on the weekend, so that's 3 weekends, which is 6 days, right? And then there was another day in one of the weeks that we got, so total of 7 days, and we just filmed everything.
Right.
We filmed like the commentary about it later. You know what I mean?
And then, so how much went into it afterwards in editing and so on?
A lot.
I imagine.
There was possibly as much work in post.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
You know, we also, because
and that sequence at the end, the musical sequence as well, was basically a project.
Oh yeah, in itself.
In and of itself, you know.
That was going to be my next question: is how long did that take to put together? Because that was
11 hours.
We did that in one day. Yeah.
What? Say again?
We did that all in one day.
Wow, real? No, there's no way, because you had to like
No,
the costumes and
we planned all the costumes. We planned ahead way in advance. Like, okay, we want to do the Queen part, we want to do the Robert Palmer part, we want to do this and that.
You're giving it away. Spoilers.
Anyway,
crazy.
so yeah, that we did all in one day. So
Yeah.
like 9 in the morning. I think we finished around midnight that night.
We started in the morning and we finished in the night. Yeah, and we went all day, and we did. And there's like in that sequence, there's pyro. We did so much different hair and makeup, and costume changes. It was a lot of work, and it was quite a hustle actually, but it was also the most fun.
Well, there's a reason for that too. Dirtbag, the challenge itself, happened in August, and then the Motorcycle Film Festival, the New York one, happens in September. So we wanted to submit the film for that one. So that's why we had to, you know, produce it and film everything in one day, get it all in the can, so we could I went straight into editing after that, so we could submit it in time.
So this is like a great segue. I put together like this little trivia game, if you guys want to bear with me here for a second.
Dirtbag trivia.
Yeah. Dirtbag trivia.
I don't even know the answer.
Yeah, so I'm curious here. And also whoever's on our live chat following along, if you know the answer, you can type in over here. So let's see here. The idea is if we could figure out all the different music videos that you took and sampled to include in the movie here. So, okay, where's this from? This one I can't figure out myself. Don't tell us yet. Let's see if anyone else, I don't know, Ryan or Ricky or John, Jimmy, if you guys know where this is from, or whoever's tuning in online.
I feel like I see the video in my head, but
I'll give you
can't.
Because
I remember there was a music video with a laser beam and
Frankie.
It's definitely not.
hit me with your laser beam.
If you say any rap video, you'd be right.
No.
I already said it was from a Who video, perhaps, or Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You know, I should point out, in fairness, that even though these guys, the Handsome Asians, grew up in America, all 5 of us also spent a lot of time in foreign countries, so our musical influence wasn't maybe the same as yours.
No, I grew up with music from everywhere, but I hear you. So what's the answer? What's the right answer? Is it the Who?
Frankie goes on.
Frankie goes
Frankie goes to Hollywood. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That was Red Panda 1971. Good job with that one. All right, let's see the next one here.
Duran Duran.
Of course.
Duran Duran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What song? What song?
Hungry Like a Wolf.
Girls on Film.
Nope.
Hungry Like a Wolf.
Nope.
Nope.
Her name was.
Rio.
Rio.
Ah, damn it.
One. See,
Yeah,
I never
Rio.
would have guessed that. I thought there was a music video that came out, I don't know, more than a decade ago. Something about I'm on a boat. Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah, that
It
was
was like a rap thing. I thought it was
Like a Canadian song.
that was Will
No.
Ferrell and freaking what's his
I'm
name?
on a boot.
I'm on a boot.
What do we say, boot?
That was from Step Brothers, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Boats and hose.
All right, let's see the
Those
next one.
hose,
here.
yeah. I mean, this is
That's
it's given.
This is a given, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most iconic. That's the one that most people recognize. Also,
I mean, this, guys, seriously, did you guys shave your legs for this?
no. We're
No.
Asian.
No.
I'm Asian, man. My wife says it's like fucking a dolphin.
Oh my God.
you stole my joke. You fucking stole my joke.
Is that your
Oh
joke?
Lord. Okay. So, who came up with the idea of what music videos to include? That was you, Paolo?
No, it was a group like Frank, Eric, Lewis, and I are like we didn't have any way to end the movie. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, we just started naming like iconic videos that like as soon as you saw it, everybody would know.
I'm just curious what the discussion was at the time when you proposed it. And then, Paolo, you said, okay, guys, and then we're going to do, might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. And we're all going to put makeup on and get short shorts.
Yeah.
Like, how did that
Looks
go?
like Robert Palmer.
That's
There you
who
go.
it is.
Well, we figure if we're gonna go that far, we might as well go all the way. So let's just do the makeup and everything. If we're gonna get,
I think our friend, the dirt biker. I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name. The guy in the van. He knows. If you're gonna go, you got to go all the way.
you got to
Or
commit.
You got to commit, or not at all. And the same goes for whatever you're doing. You know.
I mean, look at the commitment here. Look at Lewis. Look at Lewis's red strap and Frank's underwear. We even need.
Oh, man, I love it. Okay, let's see the next
We
one.
spend
This is obvious, too. I mean, if people can't
Yeah,
get
that's
this, yeah. Fantastic. Oh, great job, guys. Just amazing, honestly. You guys must have had a laugh doing that. I mean, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
It was one of the most fun days I've ever had.
I believe it. I wish I could have been there.
I think all of us got sick. Like we were sick the next day
I think so. Yeah.
because we were like it was like late at night. We're all like naked practically half the day. So
Really?
I think we all got sick.
All right. What's this one, guys? Let's see who knows.
Mike- Oh shit! So I got the gun one.
Everybody guess at all?
It
Oh,
does-
no,
Is this Madonna like a virgin?
no,
no.
oh, it's like it's George Michael's "Careless Whispers," I think, right? "Careless Whispers."
No, it's Wake Me Up Before You
Oh,
Go.
wake me up before you go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's cold out there, but it's warm in there.
Yeah,
That-
no idea how many times I flicked my hair.
Well, this is Wham.
That's Wham. Yeah, that's a given.
Same song, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Is
I wasn't sure. Is this just
this-
you guys your own, or is this actually from another movie?
Is this supposed to be Twisted? Is this Twisted Sister?
This
Oh,
is
maybe.
kind of just like, I mean, Twisted Sister is definitely part of it. This is just like
Hair band.
hair band, you know, Poison, Motley Crue, Twisted Sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Paul, is that tat real?
This tattoo.
Oh shit, it is. Damn.
How much you gonna say? Remember that thing about going all the way and being committed?
Yeah.
There it is.
Amazing.
I'll wait till the end to clean it up.
Okay, I've seen this music video, but I cannot put my finger on which one it was.
British band. I'll give you a clue. British band.
Oh, was it the no?
Was it the Who?
No, the special.
No.
Close.
Yeah, you're close. Very close.
Drawing a blank.
Madness.
Madness. Yes. So
Shit.
thanks.
That
Mondo.
thing that we're trying to do is like the Madness Walk,
Yes.
you know. And a
Yeah,
bunch
I
of
totally remember that video. Yeah.
Yes. One of the guys on the live chat who's been getting a lot of this, his name is Mondo Lulu. He's a fellow Filipino.
Oh, right on.
And he's actually the guy that's been doing all the photography for the film festival. So
Oh,
there you
Cool,
go.
man.
Yeah.
Maybe we will meet one day.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay. I got put together a couple bonus rounds.
bonus rounds.
Yeah, this. Somebody suggested that it was from Snatch.
No.
No, that's just from
Oh.
Paul's life. That's from
Or that 70s show when it spins around and goes to each
Yeah.
like.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
Well, yeah, we got that 70s show theme, but that's just how people talk where I grew up.
So this wasn't a scene. I thought for sure this was a scene from Snatch. No?
Now this is
No.
just a scene from like last Saturday with Paul.
Got it. Okay. And then I'm wondering if
Paul's
anyone caught.
first marriage.
That's a scene for my first marriage.
No
I
comment.
don't. This is just nothing.
I wonder if anyone caught these little tidbits over here, like what's happening there with in the background with Paolo.
There's nothing
I
happening.
saw somebody on the toilet.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
getting a mic check right now in the,
Yeah,
in
get
the
it.
background.
There, yeah.
That's what that is.
That's a good one.
And then this one.
Yeah, the unicorn on the freaking toilet.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
That's the lucky unicorn making ground.
Does that mean anything? Like, where did that idea come from?
No,
Well, originally,
because if our movies develop a cult following, people will have lots to talk about in the future about the unicorn shitting.
And also, the quickest way to end a miracle is to question it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know what that means, but okay.
originally when the camera would pan to Eric, I wasn't wearing that horse head, and I was doing like different facial expressions.
Yeah.
And then I think on the last time I saw the horse head like on the shelf.
Right, Frank. Ruin the magic.
I know.
Yeah, I just put it on. And that's what you said.
And it was brilliant anyway. Okay, that was it. So whoever got these, everyone's 100% true dirtbagger.
Did somebody win? What do they win?
What do they win?
We all won.
I think yes.
A free dirtbag tattoo.
Okay, I do those too. You
Anyway,
have a brand,
that was
how about a free
really great.
dirtbag brand on the body part of your choice.
There you go.
Okay, you just
Why
gotta
would
fly
you-
down to California for it. You do tattoos as well, Paul?
Sorry.
You do tattoos as well, Paul?
Yeah, sometimes and brand, stick and stab, branding.
Got it. Paolo, what's next for you guys in the Handsome Asians?
Oh, we're working on a couple things actually. We're working on Dirtbag 3.
Okay.
First of all, we've already filmed it, but we've just been having trouble getting to the editing part of it because life happens. Everybody has a job and all that. But we're also working on this. If you can see that,
Oh, I've seen
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
that is a Filipino style tricycle that is funded by the San Francisco Arts Commission. And along with that, we're making a documentary about immigration. So-
Immigration. Okay.
Awesome.
What's Dirtbag 3 going to be about? Can you share?
Can we?
It's yeah, if you want, that's your call. You want me to tell? A few years ago now, I can't remember how many years ago, I built a chopper and rode the Trans-America Trail. If you guys, do you know what the Trans-America Trail is? It's an unpaved route across the United States. And it's very popular for like the, you know, the BMW adventure crowd. It's very popular with them. And I did it maybe 10 years ago on a Honda Trail 90. And I got a new collarbone plate when I went. You see that?
Yeah.
So after we'd had some success with the Dirtbag movies and we were thinking about what else to do, I had always thought that I could probably ride a chopper off-road and, you know, and so I did. I built a bike to a Dirtbag budget. It wasn't part of a Dirtbag build, but to keep things pure, I built it to a Dirtbag budget. And then we took it by van to the East Coast and I rode the Trans-America Trail back to the West Coast all the way. And we filmed the whole thing. But there was like so much footage that it's maybe too much, actually.
That's always the hardest part.
Yeah.
When can we expect to see that?
It keeps getting put off, and now with this COVID, it's hard to get together.
It's been hard. People have kids and, you know, go about their lives in different ways, and so it's been hard. I guess we'll get it together eventually soon, I hope.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
That's my chopper. So I built it, you know, it's an XT500 Yamaha. So it was a dirt bike to begin with, but it's also street registered, you know, and I welded a hardtail on it. I kept the stock drum brakes. I didn't really cheat. I built it out of junk that I had lying around, basically, you know. So, yeah.
So
how long did it take last year?
How long did it take?
It took 7 weeks, actually. When it really, the actual ride, if you were to go on a street legal dirt bike, you could probably do it in 2 weeks, you know. No problem.
I think he asked how long a tank of gas would last you.
Oh, a tank of gas. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the whole question. Again, it depends, you know, because we were off-road, not necessarily single track, although we did ride single track. The camera guy had a bike as well. He was riding a Dirtbag bike also. He was riding a Ninja 500 that we had converted into a dirt bike.
Wow.
Yeah, we're that crew. But yeah, the tank of gas would last about between 100 and 150 miles. I had a 5-gallon tank, and it's only a 500 single, you know. So maybe you can see that.
Oh man, that looks like a hell of an adventure right there. Holy
Yeah, to put it mildly, it was a neat experience, and I learned a lot of things. How's that? I had never been in charge of the production before. Usually defer to Paolo, but due to family commitments, he wasn't able to make the trip with us. So I had to take the lead, which was very, very challenging indeed, actually. Managing everything.
When did you do it, Paul?
3 years ago? 4 years? 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. Okay. Cool.
So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then Paolo, the other one with the
tricycle.
With the tricycle, yeah. What are we going to see? What are we seeing there, and when is that?
Oh, we're aiming to complete that by, again, with COVID. You know, everybody we've had scheduled to interview, you know, we can't do it. We can't do that anymore, right? So we're waiting for things to calm down, to lift, or for whatever, you know. We're waiting. We're trying to figure out another way to do it.
Yeah.
So the original plan was to release it next year, so I don't know now.
Okay, fair enough. And Ricky's gone. Okay, so
no, I'm right here.
Oh, Ricki and John, what are you guys up to next?
Together, we actually don't have anything planned.
Oh, we do. We're working on that like thing with Mulfs.
Yeah. There's
all the details. Let's hear it.
Oh wait, you
See all
can't.
the times-
We're working on a project with this other rider, Justin Mulford, he's taking his skills from the dirt and track riding to the streets. So we're hitting, famous skate spots and shit like that. Just
It's in the United States.
excuse me.
In the United States, or you
Yeah.
travel?
Most of it's in SoCal down here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all local, and we're just riding the streets.
Cool.
Supposed to go out with them tomorrow morning.
Gonna go film tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah. So actually, how much has the COVID affected your guys' filmmaking? I mean, are you able to keep doing what you do, or have you had to put the brakes on like everybody else?
I've been pretty consistently busy, like even with like freelance work, because we both work for Fox. Like that's our job, but I also take on like freelance jobs as well. Like whether it's like skateboarding or random like construction stuff. I mean, I'll film whatever. I don't care. Anything and everything.
Oh, you're lucky to be keeping busy, because I know a lot of other filmmakers that I've talked to, everyone's really hurting right now. So
Yeah. One of the reasons I ask is I work in the film industry also. I build sets and I'm a grit, and pretty much we've ground to a halt completely. So
Yeah, we're in a pretty unique situation just because of working for a brand and getting to work with the writers for that brand. So I mean, production in the beginning slowed down a little bit, but now we're definitely coming back.
that's good.
It's not, we haven't planned anything on a really large scale yet, but it's definitely around the corner.
I think when things start to lift, there's going to be this mad dash to get as much new content out as possible, because like it seems funny because on one hand there's like a glut of content right now, like everyone's producing something. Here we are, but at the same time, like stuff coming out of like the big studios has completely halted. I know we've got family who work for the studios down in LA, and it's nothing. It's dead, right? So
Yeah,
I think when things open up, there's going to be like this huge pent up demand. So that will be good.
Definitely.
Anyway, we are coming just a little bit past 9:30 or 6:30 your time, 6:37. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I really want to thank you guys so much, Ricki, Jimmy, Paolo, Paul, Frank, Ryan, and John.
John had to get off.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for creating these awesome movies. Thanks for sharing them with us. And thanks for participating in this live chat.
thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
putting
thanks.
this on.
And nice to meet you all too.
Yep. If you guys are in the Bay Area, hello.
Definitely.
You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Johnny, what's the writer's name? I'm so bad with names. What's his name?
I can't remember.
The guy who lives in the van. What's the guy?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy should come out here and ride Dirtbag with us.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I will find a bike for him to ride.
That'd be sick.
All right, thank you all. Have a great evening.
All right.
Thank
Great
you.
meeting you.
Guys.
Me, you too.
Got binoculars. That's why I want that guy.